ninyo. Okay, so thank you so much. We are now live sa ating Facebook group page. Apa? Ay, YouTube di ay. Wait lang nga, ako sa copy ng link para ibutan ako sa atong Facebook group page. Sa inyohan lang ko nag-live sa YouTube kay ambot kung si problema sa inyong page. Kung hindi ko ka-live dito usahay. Yeah. Nireklamo na siguro sila sa kaano sa kung dagway. Okay, na-post na ako ang link sa ating Facebook group page. So, oh my God, makita yung dagway dito. Oh my God. Makita actually sa live. Smile na yun. Okay, yan. So just like what I've said kahapon, before tayo mag-start discussing about the different types of discontinuity, di ba sabi ko, I will give two examples. Two examples about continuous or not continuous muna. Okay ha? Magbibigay muna ako ng example about the continuous ba siya o hindi continuous. Okay? So let me write the given first. O bright sa ako. Okay, let's start. We have this given function. Okay? L of x is equal to x squared minus 1 if x is less than or equal to 2. And x is the square root of 5x minus 1 if x is greater than 2 at x is equal to 2. So you are going to determine whether this function is continuous or not continuous. Okay, now we have this equation. First equation. Ang tanong class, sa dalawang function dito, sino yung gagamitin natin for the first condition? Take note x is equal to 2. Asa dili pwede si x is equal to 2? Saan belongs si x is equal to 2? Sa taas, sa baba?
Taas.
Very good. Sa taas. So yung function na ating gagamitin is yung sa taas. Kasi x is equal to 2, it belongs here. Di ba? Pasok ko siya dito. X is less than or equal to 2. Tama? So L of x is equal to x squared minus 1. And also, kagaya na sinabi ko last time na ang gawin niyo lang talaga basta first condition is to substitute. Again, ang gawin lang talaga basta first condition is to substitute. Substitute L of x, our x is 2. L of 2 is equal to 2 squared minus 1. So L of 2 is equal to 4 minus 1. L of 2 is 3. The value of our L of 2 is 3. And we all know 3 exists. Yes, it is. Na-exist ang 3. So since nag-exist man ang 3, we can proceed to our second condition. Again, since nag-exist ang 3, we can proceed to our second condition. So our second condition, the limit of the function. Okay? The second condition is the limit of the function. So sir, again ganito sa limit, paano gani ang mga function na aming kukunin rather para makuha ang limit? Ang sabi ko last time, yung may presence na less than or greater than, di ba? Pag may less than or greater than ang condition, yan yung mga function na inyong gagamitin to find the limit. So you have here limit of x squared minus 1 as x approaches 2 from the left. Bakit approaches 2 from the left? Because x is less than. Sa kabila naman, limit of 5x minus 1 as x approaches 2 from the right. From the right, the greater than 1. Okay? So, may sinabi rin ako kahapon that direct substitution is not applicable all the time. Again, direct substitution is not applicable all the time. Pero in this kind of situation, in this kind of function, you can use direct substitution kasi napaka-basic lang man, di ba? Napakadali. Okay? So let's use so substitute 2 squared minus 1, 4 minus 1. The answer is 3. This is your left-hand limit, the LHL. The other side, square root of 5 times 2 minus 1, square root of 10 minus 1 is square root of 9. And square root of 9 is 3. And this is your RHL. Okay? Hala sir, amazing. Parehas ang value ng LHL at saka RHL. Again, parehas ang value ng LHL at saka RHL. So in this case, parehas man sila ng value. Oo. So the limit of the function Lx as x approaches 2 is 3. The limit is 3. Okay? Yan. And for our third condition, since the limit exists man, okay, nag-exist ang limit. Again ha? Again, nag-exist ang limit. So our limit is 3, so nag-exist man siya. Let's proceed to our third condition. L of 2 and the limit of the L of x as x approaches to 2. The question, equal ba sila? Equal ba? Yes, equal. L of 2 is 3. The limit is 3. Again, L of 2 is 3. The limit is 3. They are equal. That means the function, therefore, L of x is continuous. Again, therefore, L of x is continuous at x is equal to 2. Yeah. Okay. So copy muna before we will proceed to another example. Wait lang ha, magpa-bright ako sa next example. Okay? So let's have this example. Ayan. Hala, unsa naman na sir? Tulo naman nakabuok. Tulo nakabuok. Okay. Sorry, I forgot. At x is equal to 5. Yeah, I forgot this one. So for our first condition, of course, halata masyado, di ba? Halata masyado kung sino yung gagamitin natin for the first condition. Again, halata masyado kung sino yung gagamitin natin for the first condition. Of course, this is the function that we are going to use for the first condition. So you have x plus r of x plus 3, yan. Substitute r of 5 is equal to 5 plus 3. So r of 5, the answer is 8. Okay, substitute r of 5 is equal to 8. Yeah. The second step is the limit. Okay? Sir, ang limit na mo nga pangitaon diri sir is yung may less than or greater than. Yes. So the limit of x squared minus 25 over x minus 5 as x approaches 5 from the left. Bakit siya from the left? Because, from the right rather. From the right. Bakit siya from the right? Because it's greater than. Okay? From the right ito kasi it's greater than. Next. The limit of 3x minus 5 as x approaches 5 from the left. Yeah. Okay. May sinabi ako kahapon that direct substitution is not applicable always. Diba? Hindi always applicable ang direct substitution. Kagaya dito na example, ito. You cannot use direct substitution in this equation sa limit. Kasi ma-zero man ang denominator. Diba? Ma-zero ang denominator. So ang gagawin mo, you are going to factor out first. Factor out your numerator and denominator. Yan. Then, cancel. Ang naiwan, x plus 5. And that's the time you can substitute. So 5 plus 5, the answer is 10. This 10 is your RHL. Okay? This 10 is your RHL. Meanwhile, dito naman, 3 times 5 minus 5. So 15 minus 5, the answer is 10. This is your LHL. Your RHL is 10. Your LHL is 10. They are equal. The limit exists. Again, the RHL is 10. The LHL is 10. The limit exists because RHL is equal LHL. So the limit of the function as x approaches 5, sorry, r of x rather, r of x. The limit of r of x as x approaches 5 from left and right, the answer is 10. Okay? The limit is 10. Then, let's proceed to step 3. Okay, again ha? RHL 10, LHL is 10, so the limit is 10. Okay. Next. Compare R5 and the limit of R of x as x approaches to 5. R5 is 8. Let me check. Okay. Naunta na si Dale kung paano ba daw malaman kung nag-exist yung first condition ito. Pag ang sagot is any real number. Okay? Pag ang sagot is any real number. Pero pag hindi siya mag-exist, The examples we have, pag dili mag-exist siya ang first condition, we have imaginary, indeterminate, and undefined. These three are the possible answers na dili mag-exist ang first condition. Okay? So let's go back here. So R5 is 8, and 8 nag-exist. The limit of the R of X as X approaches 5 is 10. They are not equal. Okay? They are not equal. 8 ni, basta ni 10. Therefore, R of X is not continuous at X is equal to 5. Yeah. Okay? So copy muna before we will proceed na sa different types of discontinuities. Okay, let's start the different types of discontinuities. By the way, I posted the PowerPoint already by yesterday. Sorry kung gabiin ako nakapost kay honestly, gitapol ko kay nag-TikTok ko. I mean, 2 hours ang nakonsume sa kong TikTok, like from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. O, sige na akong scroll sa TikTok. Di ba? Wala akong lingaw, kanang mukatawa, kanang maglagot. Labo na itong katong sa kadong magsayaw nga mag-uyab. Pabakit ako, scroll up na yun. Pag makita sa Facebook, i-angry. Paita ni bitter ka tayo uyab, my God. Okay? So let me share my PowerPoint. Wala na akong PowerPoint. Oh my God. Ay, nadara. So, ay kabala ka, 49 slides. Kaning nga 49 slides nakabutang dire. Ay magtuuan na Ako rang i-discuss ani morarag mga 15 slides lang. Sige. Let's have the different types of discontinuity. Okay. Ang gagawin ko muna is I am going to discuss the concepts and terms. Okay? And you need to take down notes, the clues. Ang mga clues. Okay? Ha? Kaya importante ni siya para, oh my God, isang tingin nyo lang, alam niyo na ang sagot. Pag solve niyo, oh my God, alam niyo na yung sagot. Ha? I-discuss ko muna yung mga clues, ang terms, the concepts, ha? Before tayo mag-proceed sa board word solution. Okay. Let's have the objectives this morning. At the end of the lesson, you will be able to illustrate the different types of discontinuity and determine the type of discontinuity of a function at a point given its equation. Okay? So let's have a review. Ito diba? Ito yung ito yung pinasulat ko sa inyo kahapon na yun, para ma-satisfy yung function, para ma-continuous yung function, dapat mag-satisfy itong tatlong condition, which na-discuss ko lang kanina din. Pag may isa dyan sa isang step failed to exist, automatically the function is not continuous. Okay? So, if one of the conditions is not satisfied, we can say that the function is not continuous or also called as discontinuous. Now, we classify the discontinuity of a function into tatlo. Removable, jump, and infinity. Ay! Gimingaw na ako infinity. O nga milk tea. O mag-isa na ako kabulan wala nag-milk tea. Kung tiyan, nagpangita na. Sige lang. Maybe karong Sunday. Oo. Mangita ko ka-date karong Sunday mag-milk tea ni. Milk tea, tapos burger at saka fries. Okay, again, let's go back here. We classify the discontinuity of a function into three: removable, jump, at saka infinite. But class, basically, dalawa lang talaga yan sila. Dalawa lang. The removable and non-removable. Okay? Removable and non-removable. Dalawa lang yan sila. But under ng non-removable, mono sila si jump o si infinite. Okay? Jump o infinite. Actually, class, nako i-share. Sa una, ang akong gigamit nga resources, upat ni kabuok. Upat ni sila kabuok na discontinuity of a function. Apat ni sila. Yun yung mas specific. Yeah, yung mas specific. Ito, gi-adapt ko na lang itong tatlo kasi if ever na mag-engineering dira, tatlo ra man gud nang gihatag silang professors. Oo. Asyak gani ko ha, tulo na di ay, tulo na sa iyo sa engineering. So mga mag-engineer dira, at least dapat aware mo ani. Mo ni ang usually na mo gawas sa iyong lessons soon. Removable, jump, at saka infinite. But sa una, apat yan sila. Removable, essential, jump, at saka point. Yan yung tinuro ko noon. Pero ngayon, I will adopt the three. Tatlo lang para di na kayo mahirapan pa. Okay. So how can we determine the type of discontinuity of a function at a point? Paano ba natin ma-identify? So let's start with removable. Okay? Let's start with removable. Sabi dito sa removable, sabi ng removable discontinuity, it occurs when the limit of a function exists but not equal to the value of function. Again, when the limit of the function exists but not equal to the value of the function. Or should I say, ganito ang situation. If ganito daw ang situation, class, ito, if not equal daw sila yan. The function is not equal to the limit of the function as x approaches to c. Yan. Kapag ganito ang situation, of course, not continuous. Of course, alam naman natin na not continuous. But what type of discontinuity? What type of discontinuity? The answer is removable. Again ha, take note of this one. The limit of a function exists but not equal to the value of the function. Okay? Okay, so much for this. Skip na ako ni kakapoy. Yan. Again ha, ito. A function f of x has a removable discontinuity if the limit of the function exists but not equal to f of c ka na. Or another, if f of c is indeterminate. So meron kayong dalawang clues na iti-take note dito. Under removable, ito yung dalawang clues. If pag first condition, indeterminate na siya, automatically the answer is removable discontinuity. Again, if the first condition 0/0 na or also called as indeterminate, then the type of discontinuity is removable. Another clue is ito. F of c exists, but the limit of the function is not equal to f of c. And the example of that one is ang ating previous example. Ito. This is an example of removable. Yan na. This is an example of removable discontinuity. Pasok sa clue, di ba? There are two clues that you need to take note. First, it's either ma-indeterminate. Okay, it's either ma-indeterminate. Wala pa na siya na indeterminate. The other clue is that the first condition is not equal to your second condition. The value of your function is not equal to the limit of the function. Kagaya nito, they are not equal. The value of the function is not equal to the limit of the function. This is an example of removable discontinuity. Okay? So at least, na nakugihatag na isang example na atong resolve. Okay? So, ingana lang ang removable discontinuity. Okay ha? Again ha? Balik-balikon dyan ako ni siya kanil. Itong dalawang clues. F of c is indeterminate or the function is not equal to the limit of function. Dili equal ang imong function sa imong limit. Yan. And take note also, ang removable discontinuity, pwede siya ma-redefine. Kung saan pasabot sa ma-redefine, sir? Pwede mo siya mahimong continuous. Okay? Ang removable discontinuity, pwede siya ma-redefine, mahimo siyang continuous ang function. Okay, tapos na tayo sa removable. Now, let's proceed to non-removable. Now, there are two types of non-removable. The infinite and jump. Okay? Under ng non-removable, we have jump at saka infinite. Another term for non-removable, we have essential. Okay? Another term for non-removable kay essential discontinuity. It occurs when the limit of a function fails to exist. And that's true. If the limit of the function fails to exist. Now, there are two types of non-removable. First, jump or finite. Okay, finite na pagbasa ni ha, finite, dili finite. Dili finite na pagbasa, it should be finite. Okay? The first type of non-removable is jump or also called as finite. The other one is infinite or also called asymptotic. Again, finite, jump, infinite, or asymptotic. Kung ang removable ma-redefined, ang non-removable discontinuity cannot be redefined. Again ha, ang functions na non-removable, it cannot be redefined. Ang removable, pwede pa ma-redefine. Pwede pa siya mahimong continuous. Yes. Okay? So, let's discuss first jump discontinuity. Okay? Uunahin muna natin yung jump. Okay. So, as you can see, this is an example of jump. May hole dito, ang isa, wala. Or baliktad. Ang dito walang shade, ang ito may shade. Depende lang yun siya. Okay? This is an example of jump discontinuity. Sir, what is the clue? ano yung clue namin na aming kailangan i-remember o i-take note kung ang sagot namin is, ay para makakuha kami ng sagot na jump. Ano kaya yung clue? Okay? Saan ito dara? Yan, ito. Ay! Oh, yan. Ito na. Sorry. Nidiretso ko. Ito yung clue that you need to consider. A function f of x has a jump discontinuity if and only if the limit of the function fails to exist. That means the left-hand limit and the right-hand limit, they are equal. Kumbaga pa, nag-exist yung first condition. Pero ang second condition wala nag-exist because the limit is DNE. Again, pag sa second condition gani, DNE ang limit, automatically, that kind of discontinuity is jump. Na ako'y gihatag nga example anak kahapon, di ba? Please review the examples that I gave to you yesterday. Nato example dito na sa second condition, DNE ang sagot. That kind of example is jump discontinuity. Kagaya nito. Okay. Kagaya nitong function na to. Okay. F of 1 is defined because nag-exist ang 2. Again, f of 1 is defined because nag-exist si 2. Next. Ito, 7. Ito is 2. This is the LHL. This is the RHL. They are not equal. The value of your LHL and the RHL, they are not, dili man sila equal. That means the limit of f of x does not exist. The limit is DNE. And this is an example of jump discontinuity. Again, this is an example of jump discontinuity. Okay? So yan ang example ng jump discontinuity. As itong clue, dara. Please take note of the clue. Wait lang ha mo, inom sa tubig. Mabalik lang ko ha. Hoy, mabalik lang ko. Sulat na lang eh.
Hi. Hindi ko makita.
Okay. Sulat na lang ni class ha. Sulat na lang ni. Asa to? Ang clue lang ako isulat sa imo ha. Asa tong clue?
Hi.
Okay, dara. Sulatan ni nga clue. This clue is very important for infinite. Kasi ito naman yung i-discuss ko. Mabalik lang ko. Nagamute ba rin? Hello, I'm back. Sorry for the delay. Kaya nag-order mo kami for lunch. Then, na nang libre, then na may kulang kwarta, so nitapal na lang ko. So, ganon. Okay, let's continue. Buhay pa bang uban? nilakaw ko, di balik na ko. Oo, sige, let's start. Ito yung clue ng infinite discontinuity. Okay, ito yung clue. A function has an infinite discontinuity at x is equal to c if the limit fails to exist because at least one of the one-sided limit has infinite limit. Okay? Ito yung isang clue. There are three clues. There are three clues that you need to consider sa infinite limit. First, ang pinaka-basic. Ang pinaka-basic is pag ang result is undefined. Pag step 1 pa lang gani, undefined na ang result, automatically, the answer is infinite discontinuity. Again ha, kung kanina, indeterminate, removable. Pero pag undefined gani, ang pangutana, kano sa gani ma-undefined? Because ang undefined, pag ang denominator lang 0. Okay, pag undefined gani imong result, automatically, that is an infinite discontinuity. Another clue is that, pag merong vertical asymptote, pag merong presence ng vertical asymptote. Pero ang katong undefined ng vertical asymptote, mura masyag related rapod. Pero pag meron daw presence ng vertical asymptote, the answer is infinite discontinuity. And the last clue is ito. Pag ang isang limit daw ay is pag kahit isang limit is infinity ang sagot, okay? Pag kahit ang isang limit mo, wait lang, nalibog ko. Pag merong kahit isang infinite na limit, pag merong kahit isang infinite na limit or basta na ay isa ka answer nga limit kay infinity, the answer is infinite discontinuity. O maghatag kong example ana later. Okay? Bibigyan ako ng kanyang example later. Ito, this is an example of infinite discontinuity. Okay? It has an infinite discontinuity at x is equal to 2. Ngano? I-substitute diretso. Daw ba? I-substitute. 2 over 2 minus 2 squared. So 2 over 0 squared. So 2 over 0. 2 over 0 is what? This is undefined. Ano yung sinabi ko kanina nga clue? Pag undefined ang sagot, the answer is infinite discontinuity. Or another, yung isang clue is ito. The vertical asymptote is x is equal to 2. Okay? The vertical asymptote is x is equal to 2. So there is a presence of vertical asymptote. Pag ganyan ang situation, pag may presence ng vertical asymptote, automatically it has an infinite discontinuity. Yan. Okay? So karon mag-solve na ta sa board. Okay? I will give example. I'm going to show my solution and we are going to identify what type of discontinuity. Of course, expect class that lahat ng examples ko discontinuous. Ha? Basta mag-expect mo ha, continuous tanan. Okay? Of course, our lesson today is types of discontinuity. So expect that our examples here are all not continuous, all discontinuous. Let's start. Mag-start ka sa pinakasayo na example. Pinaka-basic na example. Okay, let's start with our first example. By the way, class, na ako i-send na PDF, pero not this time lang. Not this time muna. Ano siya, reviewer ni siya po. Nawala akong PDF. Di na ko minana kayo. Sige pa minana sa TikTok mo kayo. Makaremember ko. Labi ko iyab. Ito? Jared! Kabalo ko sa snapping. Partner na lang kulang. Ay, okay. Kalagot. Lagot kayo maingana. Jessas. Salig mo kay naamot uyab, ha? Nagsalig kay naay uyab. Sana all. Sana all na uyab. Nadi ay? Kato mga nasa Davao, dili mo ka date karong Sunday. Nga, I hope magakpon mo ni Sara. Kami mga uli kong bigos. Ay, tanawa na lang ako my day. Tanawa na lang ako my day pagka Domingo. Kung na ako my day. Ay! Naglagot ko na ang uban kay tagtulo ang uyab, nagduha. Pahatag mo ay. Uy! Uy! As in, punitsa si Ozzy. Sure ka Ozzy? Wala. Oh my God, sorry Ozzy. I-try na akong check niya kay. Wala ko nagatanaw na sa akong mga friend list kay. Wala. Murag ka po yan. Wala na nag-notify. Sorry Ozzy. I-add na lang ako si Ozzy B. Ako na yung mag-add kasi mas yung load ni si Ozzy. No, my God. Uy, wala kaya ko rin mo gi-add Ozzy. Duha man ni ka Ozzy. Sama ni, duha man ni ka Ozzy. Uy, wala lagi. Cancel na ni Ozzy ang friend request, uy. Asa man nga Ozzy? Okay, let's continue. Okay, so na ta. Okay, let's have this example. Ano lang uyab-uyab. Pang-eskwela sa among tarong. Pero kung gusto mo mag-uyab, walang eskwela, pwede man na. Ma-achieve man na. Diba? Aslen. I feel ako na uyab si Aslen. Nakabalo imong kuya Aslen. Na. Mas bagan to sa imong kuya. Charot lang. Okay, let's continue dito. So, ano gana yung first condition? Is substitute lang. Again, ang first condition is substitute lang jud siya. So you have f of x is equal to 2 cubed minus 9 times 2 plus 10 over 2 minus 2. Next, f of 2, 8 minus 18 plus 10 over 0. And f of 2 is 0 over 0. 0 over 0. Kung saan man yung 0 over 0?
Indeterminate.
Determinate.
Okay, very good. This is indeterminate. OMG. So, indeterminate man siya. Of course, f of x is 1. What type of discontinuity? What type of
Removable,
discontinuity? Very good. F of x is removable discontinuity. Or let me change na lang sa grammar. Normally, kung grammar siya. F of x has removable discontinuity at x is equal to 2. Kung wala mo yung x is equal to 2, kung ano lang mo, therefore f of x is removable discontinuity, okay lang. Pero kung gusto mo ingani, okay lang po. Therefore, f of x has removable discontinuity at x is equal to 2. And that is the answer. Okay? Copy before we will proceed to another example. Oh, baby, baby. Okay, let's have this example. So of course, expect na mo class nga kami na continuous. So we are going to identify na lang what type of discontinuity is this. For the first condition, at x is equal to 1, at x is equal to 1. Of course, ito yung function natin gagamitin. Kasi x is greater than or equal to 1. Pasok pa. Pasok ang x is equal to 1 dito. So you have p of x is equal to 3 plus x. Substitute p of 1. X is 1. So 3 plus 1. So p of 1 is 4. P of 1 is 4. And for number 2, since 4, nag-exist man lang 4 kasi 4 is a real number. Again, nag-exist ang 4, so nag-exist ang first condition, kay 4 is a real number. So let's proceed to limit. So limit of 3 plus x as x approaches 1 from the right. Bakit from the right? Because greater than. Ang isa, limit of 3 minus x as x approaches 1 from the left. Bakit from the left? Kasi minus. Ay, minus greater than. Ay, less than. Ay, nalibog na ako. Again, bakit siya from the left? Kasi it's less than. Okay, ha? Bakit siya from the left? Kasi it's less than. Okay, of course, you can apply direct substitution kasi napaka-basic lang ng function. Again, you can apply direct substitution kasi napaka-basic lang. So 3 plus 1, the answer is 4. 3 minus 1, the answer is 2. This is your RHL and this is your LHL. Okay? And for 2, OMG, RHL is not equal to LHL. Sorry. RHL is not equal to LHL. So, wala nag-exist ang limit, sir. That is the correct. DNE ating limit. Okay? The limit is DNE. And, ano yung sinabi ko last time? Pag ang limit dito is DNE, what type of discontinuity?
Jump.
Very good. Again ha? Again. Our limit dito is DNE. Kasi for 2, wala silang exist. They are not equal. So therefore, P of X has jump discontinuity. Okay? Has jump discontinuity at X is equal to 1. Again, P of X has jump discontinuity at X is equal to 1. Okay, let's have this example. A substitute ng diretso, class. Class, substitute ng diretso, x is negative 2. So R of x is equal to negative 2, x cubed plus 1 over x plus 2. Our x is negative 2, so negative 2 cubed plus 1 over negative 2 plus 2. So it's negative 8 plus 1 over 0. This is negative 7 over 0. Okay? Negative 7 over 0. And this is what? Ano to? What's the answer?
Undefined, sir. Infinite day.
Undefined. Okay? Undefined. So what type of discontinuity?
Infinite.
Very good. Therefore, R of x has infinite discontinuity. Continuity at x is equal to negative 2. Okay? And that is the answer. Okay, copy mo na before we will proceed to our second to the last example. Yes, mag-second to the last example na tayo. Okay. Let's proceed sa ating next examples. Second to the last example. Wait for a while. Wait lang. Okay. Ay putol. So let's have this example. Okay. So for our first condition, if x is equal to 1, for x is equal to 1 man. So f of x is equal to 1. Of course, constant naman siya. So malamang constant na ba ang answer? Okay? The function of a constant is the constant itself. Again ha, parehas rin sa limit. The limit of a constant is the constant itself. Or the function of the constant is the constant itself. Yan. This is our first condition. Move na ako kung di maklaro. Yan. For the second condition, limit of x minus 1 as x approaches 1 from the left. Bakit siya from the left? Less than. The limit of 1 minus x as x approaches 1 from the right. Bakit siya from the right? Greater than. Substitute 1 minus 1, 0. Substitute 1 minus 1, 0. This is your LHL. This is your RHL. Nag-exist ba ang 0 as a limit? Yes. Nag-exist ang 0 as a limit. So dito, LHL is equal to RHL. Therefore, the limit of the function as x approaches to 1 is 0. Okay? the limit is 0. Kasi 0, 0, nag-exist man sila. They're equal. Third condition, f of 1 at saka the limit of f of x as x approaches to 1. 1 ang answer. Ang answer sa limit 0. 1, 0. Parehas dili. Okay, they are not equal. So they are not equal, of course, not continuous. Therefore, not continuous man siya, what type of discontinuity?
Removable.
Very good. F of x has removable. Okay, discontinuity. At x is equal to 1. Okay, the answer is removable. F of 1 is 1, the limit is 0. They are not equal. So, of course, not. Copy before we will proceed to our last example. Take me down like a domino. Baby. Okay, start na tayo for the last example. Ito. For our first condition, of course, ito yung function natin gagamitin for the first condition kasi x is equal to 2. So n of x is equal to x plus 1. So n of 2, 2 plus 1, we have n of 2 is, okay? And nag-exist ang 3. Again, nag-exist ang 3. So since nag-exist man ang 3, let's proceed to the second condition. Now, not equal. Ano ibig sabihin not equal? The other perspective of this one, you have x is greater than 2, x is less than 2. Again, the other perspective, you have x is greater than 2, x is less than 2. Okay, so you are going to find the limit of this one. The limit of 1 over x minus 2 as x approaches 2 from the left. Ang isa, the limit of 1 over x minus 2 as x approaches 2 from the right. Now, of course, pag i-substitute, may mong 0, tama, di ba? May mong undefined. Now, class, ito, please listen to this one. Diba, this is a lesson about, infinite limits, di ba? This is a lesson about infinite limits. So if you're going to solve this one using infinite limits na process, may ito namang infinite limit process, the answer is, kung saan siya positive. Positive. Ano yan? Negative. The answer is negative infinity. The answer of this one is positive. Positive, the answer is positive infinity. This is positive, diba? F of x is 1. This is f of x. This is g of x. Your g of x is x minus 2. Gawa ka ng table kung gusto ka. So you have x, g of x, 2. From the left to 1, 0. So 0, negative 1, negative 2. And this is decreasing. Kaya nga, positive tapos negative, negative infinity ang sagot. Ito naman, if gagawa ka ng table ulit, g of x, x minus 2, it's from the right, di ba? From the right. So, 2, 3, 4, 0, 1, 2, it's increasing. So the answer is positive infinity. So please remember your lesson about infinite limits. Okay. Now, the value of the limit is infinity, infinity. Ang isa negative, ang isa positive. So what type of discontinuity is this? Anyone? What type? The answer is
Jump.
The answer is
Infinite.
Infinite. Sir, anong dili siya, anong dili siya pwede ma-jump? Okay, let me explain na lang. Okay, wait lang, di ba sa sulat. Okay, therefore, n of x has infinite discontinuity. Sir, anong dili siya pwede jump? Sir, they are not equal man, di ba? Sa jump class, pag they are not equal, they are D and E. Di ba? D and E, di ba? The limit doesn't exist pag jump. Now, ito yung situation. Di ba, may binigay ako na clue kanina sa infinite. Sabi doon, pag at least 1 lang gani ka, sa taon ng gina, pag kahit merong isang limit na infinity, kagaya nito, kahit isang infinity lang na limit dito, automatically, the discontinuity is infinite. Okay? Ang jump ang good class, real number kasi class. Real number ang limit doon. Pero dili parehas. They are not equal. Dito kasi, it is not real number. Infinite man siya. Infinity man eh. Di ba nakalagay doon, at least one limit na ang result sa infinity is, at least one result kay infinity, the answer is infinite discontinuity. Okay? Nakabutang dito sa PowerPoint. Katoto kong ipasulat kanina. Kaya nga, the result is infinite discontinuity. Okay? Kapiyasa before I will give my final announcement. Ayan ako. Okay. So let's have my announcement. Ang quiz kay karong Sunday, kay Valentine's Day man na charot. Okay. Ang quiz kay karong Monday, okay? Within the day lang gyapon ang quiz. Again ha, ang deadline sa quiz is that day lang siya, pero walang time ang quiz, pero that day lang siya. Okay? 11:59 PM ko to. And then ang activity worksheet is ihatag na ako pagka Tuesday, ang deadline February 23. Again, ang activity worksheet ihatag na ako pagka ihatag na ako pagka Tuesday, ang deadline pagka 23. So yun lang ang announcement kasi naghatag ibang memo, mag-meet pa ta February 22. Mag-meet ta February 22. So that's all for this afternoon's lesson. Before we will end, let me ask Yuna to lead us into prayer.
Let us all pray. In the name of the Father,